We are Debate Crypto. Everyone knows us for debates, but let's actually bring something that I believe people overcomplicate into something a little more simple. As crypto becomes more mainstream, Bitcoin comes into the light, right? It's the first, and people have questions. What is it? What's Bitcoin?
All right. It's simply put this way, man. It's a peer-to-peer or person-to-person payment system or a value exchange between two people without
Okay.
the need of a middleman or third party.
All
That's
right.
as
We
basic as it goes.
we like no middleman, so we're doing good so far. So who created it?
The one and only Satoshi Nakamoto, which maybe a lot of people don't know, but is a pseudonym for an anonymous person or persons. And fun fact, it was created in 2009 as a response to the financial crisis of 2008, which has a lot of people asking questions. We're like, why? What does it do? And why is it so valuable now?
If I knew the answer to that, I would answer it in this fashion, which coincidentally I do. Let's break it down. So, number one, there's only 21 million that are ever going to be created. It can't just be printed, unlike something we are very familiar with. So, every day as it is mined, there's less and less total available, which makes it a deflationary asset in long run. That's good. Number two, it allows what we call self custody, AKA being your own bank. We're 2 for 2 so far. Number three, because you are your own bank, theoretically, no one, and I mean no one, could stop us from transacting peer to peer. I could send to you, you could send to me, nobody's getting in between. Number four, and one of the key points is that it's decentralized. Basically, there's computers all over the world that are verifying each transaction. So there's no single point of failure or the possibility for manipulation. Unlike the dollar, you don't need to trust it. You ultimately can verify it.
Okay. So let's assume I'm a new person. I'm understanding all of this. Let's say I'm on board with what you just said,
Okay.
and I understood that. So you're saying I can verify transactions. What does that actually look like?
All right. So think of it this way. Every transaction is on what we'll call a public ledger. It would be like a public notebook where every single transaction that's ever happened gets written down. And then each transaction is what we call immutable, which just means that it can't be altered or changed. So when a transaction happens, anyone, and I mean anyone, can verify what happened, how much, like how much was exchanged, and when.
Wow. Okay. So now with all of that being said, how is it actually created?
So this can be part of the place where people overcomplicate it, but I'm going to try to simplify this as well. So very simply, there's a bunch of computers that are playing a guessing game to guess an incredibly complex number. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what's happening. The first one to guess correctly gets rewarded in Bitcoin. Now, this guessing game requires a lot of computing power, which translates into people spending money for the electricity and the mining rigs, etc. So that ultimately, though, in a nutshell, is how it's actually created.
Okay. So let's make sure I got this all right. I'm a new person. I'm learning all of this, right? Let me try to wrap it up in a nice little bow.
Okay.
So some anonymous person or people created a way that could harness their computing power and create value with it.
Yes.
The entire Bitcoin network is public and can't be changed, which
Yes.
which ultimately means no one person or company can shut it down or manipulate it.
Yes.
There's only so many that would ever be produced, which gives it scarcity and in turn value.
You're doing good.
And at the end of the day, this is a way for two people or institutions to exchange value back and forth without a middleman.
For one time in our life, we have nothing to debate on. Okay. We agree that this is what Bitcoin is, and we hope that we made it super simple for you to understand as well. Have a great day, crypto fam.